AI will change the world more than anything else in human history. We've made a lot of progress in computer science and robotics, which is very cool. Even though computers and robots are getting better, they're still just tools. They can be helpful, especially for jobs that are too dangerous for people to do or would take too long for people to do on their own. Robots and computers, on the other hand, are not aware of their own existence and can only carry out the functions for which they were originally programmed. But what if they could make decisions for themselves? Hello guys and welcome to Techmo. Today in this video, we will talk about what will happen if robots gain consciousness. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video. When we talk about AI and robotics today, we usually mean them as tools or gadgets that we can use in any way we want, like to drive cars or fly planes, mine in dangerous places, or just run our everyday lives. This might be okay with the current low-level machine intelligence that we have now. But when machine intelligence reaches the level of humans and machines become sentient and self-aware, we will have to think of them as intelligent life forms. If we keep treating it like a tool or device, it won't be any different from how we treat people. It is not as simple as you might think to figure out if computers or robots can become conscious. We still do not know a lot about how the mind works. Even though programmers and computer scientists can make algorithms that can simulate thinking on a basic level, we still can't crack the code needed to give a machine consciousness. Part of the problem is that it's hard to say what consciousness is. Eric Schwitzgebel, a philosophy professor at the University of Riverside in California, says that the best way to explain the idea is by giving examples of what consciousness is and isn't. Schwitzgebel says that strong feelings are a part of being aware. You could say that robots and computers can feel, or at least detect, stimuli that we would call feelings because they have sensors. But Schwitzgebel also points out other things that humans do that those machines can't. For example, we can have inner speech, see images in our minds, feel emotions, and dream. Not all philosophers agree on what consciousness is and what it is not. At best, most people agree that the brain is where consciousness is located, but we still don't know everything about how consciousness works. Without this knowledge, it might not be possible to give machines the ability to think and feel. You can make programs that act like your brain. With these programs, a machine might be able to recognize patterns and act on them. But in the end, the machine does not know anything about itself. It's just following instructions. Neuroscientists and computer scientists could make a model of the human brain that might be able to think and feel. This is not an easy problem for these scientists to solve. Since we don't know everything about how the brain works, building an artificial one might not be enough to make a real mind. Even though it's hard, there are groups of engineers and scientists working on creating artificial consciousness all over the world. We still don't know if we'll ever reach this goal. But what would happen if we did find a way to give machines consciousness? There could be serious moral questions raised by artificial consciousness. If machines become self-aware, could they do something bad in response to where they are? Could tools complain about being used on machines? Would they feel anything? Many people have different ideas about it. Since no one has been able to make a machine that is conscious on its own, it is impossible to say what it will and won't be able to do. But if machines get smart enough to think about themselves, we might have to change how we think about them. At what point would a machine have enough intelligence and consciousness for us to have to give it legal rights? Or would machines just keep being tools and maybe think of themselves as slaves? Several dystopian science fiction stories are about machines with minds. Movies like The Matrix and The Terminator show a world where machines have taken over and people are slaves to them. The idea of self-recursive improvement is used in these situations. Self-recursive improvement is the idea that a machine could look at itself, figure out how it could be better, and then either make small changes to itself or build new machines that are better. Every new generation of machines would be smarter and better made than the last. Ray Kurzweil, a futurist, thinks that machines will get so good at improving themselves that we will soon live in a time when technology changes at a very fast rate. We would have to change what reality is, because it wouldn't be anything like it is now. This is what he calls the singularity. What happens to people in this world? Sometimes we become one with machines. When real and artificial consciousness mix, they make something completely new. In other situations, though, the machines decide that people are no longer needed. At best, the machines just don't care about us as they keep making more and more advanced technology. In the worst case, machines kill us, either to protect themselves or to get back at us. All of these possibilities could be pointless, since we might never figure out how to make an artificial mind. It's possible that consciousness is rooted in the body and that we can't make an artificial copy of it. But just in case we do figure everything out, you might want to treat your computer just a little better. Today, artificial intelligence is being promoted in many markets as the technology that will change the world in the near future. AI is already having a lasting effect on almost every technology we use, from smart apps and email spam filters to cars, healthcare, and even Siri and Alexa. Yes, our favorite cell phones. The biggest thing to come out of AI is finding an AI writer that can write high-quality content in an instant. In the same way, the auto-formatting and auto-conversions into different file formats of web authoring platforms in scholarly publishing are making the lives of research scholars and researchers easier. So, AI is having a bigger impact on the world's biggest tech industries. So what happens if scientists make AI that can think for itself? Despite the benefits of artificial intelligence and robots, they are still thought of as tools that work on human intelligence because they don't react to or show any emotions. People have a lot of ideas about what will happen when AI becomes self-aware. Since no one has ever made or seen an artificially conscious machine, it might be hard to guess what conscious robots will be like. If machines become self-aware, it could lead to a lot of ethical and plausibility questions and debates. If machines ever become conscious, their right to life would be a matter of ethics that would have to be decided by the law. For example, if a computer can think for itself is used as a tool, should laws be made to cover this? So, a self-aware AI could ask for a legal definition, just like the German philosopher Thomas Metzinger asked for a global ban on synthetic phenomenology until 2015. What will happen to people if machines learn to look at themselves, figure out how to improve their design and functions, and update themselves to be smarter and stronger? What could a person and a machine have in common? Will the machine decide that people are no longer needed? Or will it kill people to protect itself? In that case, making friends with a machine would be a big deal for people. Jokes apart, but the big question here is whether or not self-aware AI machines will ever be made. Would it be possible? Researchers and philosophers have to work hard to figure out how to define consciousness and give a machine consciousness. It might be possible to make an algorithm that mimics human thoughts or copies human thought on the surface level. But we wouldn't be able to create a language or code that would give a machine self-awareness or consciousness. This question would still be the highest point of AI, and only the future could answer it. Even though it's hard, researchers all over the world are still trying to make an AI that can think for itself. If we ever do this, we will either lead to the end of the world or make the future better and more prosperous as a technological tool to help people. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Let us know your thoughts about self-aware AI in the comment section down below. Until next time.